Floyd can keep his record unblemished. Meanwhile, also working with us and taking a very brief break from his work with heavyweight star Vladimir Klitschko, whom you'll be seeing next Saturday night in New York, is, of course, the legendary manager and trainer Emanuel Stewart. Emanuel, 1 year ago, Carlos Baldomir was almost totally unknown and unranked. Now he's the welterweight champion. How good is he, really?
I think he's going to present a big problem to Floyd Mayweather tonight. I think this is going to be the most difficult fight of Floyd Mayweather's career with all of his talent, because Floyd has never fought someone that fights with so much passion, high-spirited, in addition to being in great condition physically and mentally. So I think after the third round, if Floyd has not seriously hurt or cut Baldomir, he's going to have a rough night.
And one more factual tidbit, incidentally, as you look down the road toward all of that Emanuel's talking about. They weighed in yesterday at 147 for Baldomir and 146 for Mayweather. We've already gotten unofficial weighings in the dressing rooms tonight, and Floyd Mayweather, in spectacular shape, is up only to 149. But Carlos Baldomir unofficially weighs 162 tonight. He'll enter the ring, apparently, with a 13-pound functional weight advantage over the best fighter in the world. Meanwhile, we're going to start you off in the heavyweight division tonight, where we've got a showdown that's been brewing for quite some time between two unbeaten Southern California heavyweights. They have heard each other's names a great deal. One of them is a son of a former heavyweight, Mark Wills. His name is Damian Wills. The other is Chris Arreola. There in the ring. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Two pretty good-sized heavyweights going in against each other. You can see they're young at 25 and 26. A 3-inch height advantage for Damian Wills, but a 2-inch arm length advantage measured from the armpit to the end of the fist for the shorter man, Cristobal Arreola. Arreola goes in at 229, which is trim for him. Wills goes in at 250, which is robust for him. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Chris Arreola Damian Wills fight is scheduled for 8 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards if the 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 8th and final round. Jim.
All right, Harold, and as you look at Cristobal Arreola, he is unbeaten to this point in his career. Defeated Damian Norris in his last outing, but one totally bizarre incident marks his career. Took place against a fighter named Klieg in Foxwoods Casino in Mashantucket last year in Connecticut. Watch carefully what takes place in this close face-to-face action between the two fighters. You could not see it exactly there, but as you watch here, you'll see that Klieg kissed Arreola. You don't see that very often in the heavyweight division, Larry.
No kissing in boxing.
That's a perfect example of love-hate relationship. Kisses and then slaps him.
Klieg was DQ'd. We don't know whether he was DQ'd for the kiss or for the post-break slap, but it was one of the two. That's Arreola, and across the ring from him is Damian Wills. Larry, his father, Mark Wills, fought a lot of top heavyweights as well as sparred with some of the top guys.
Yeah, he actually beat Greg Page a couple of times. He lost to Tim Witherspoon a couple of times, and his last fight, he was stopped by Vladimir Klitschko, his dad.
Yes, and Damian says that of everybody he's sparred with or been in with, Vladimir's the best. Each guy thinks he can win this fight.
Not only was his father a fighter, but he's also well known because Denzel Washington, the actor, is his co-manager.
Let's go up to Michael Buffer now for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Mandalay Bay Resort Casino of Las Vegas, where tonight Goosen Tudor Promotions is proud to present an evening of professional boxing for your entertainment. Brought to you in association with HBO Pay-Per-View and the Mandalay Bay, sponsored by Trudat Entertainment, along with Tycoon Armaniac, Icelink Watches, and the motion picture Rocky Balboa. All bouts sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman, Dr. Tony Alamo, Executive Director Keith Kaiser, Commissioner Skip Avancino Jr., John Bailey, Joe W. Brown, and T.J. Day. Ringside physicians, Doctors David Watson, James Game, Al Capana, and Jeff Davidson. Timekeepers at the bell and counting for the knockdown seconds, James Cavan and Ernie Howdikey. At ringside for this bout, the 3 judges assigned. Scoring on the 10-point system are Carol Castellano, Dick Houck, and C.J. Ross. And inside the ring at the bell, the referee in charge of the action, Kenny Bayless. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Mandalay Bay, 8 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. 2 undefeated fighters. Somebody's has got to go. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, official weight 250 pounds, professional record 21 bouts, 21 victories, with 1 draw, making it 22 bouts, 15 KOs to his credit. From Hollywood, California, the undefeated California state champion, Damian Wills. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with multicolors, official weight 229 pounds. His professional record a perfect one, 17 bouts, 17 victories, including 15 knockouts. From Riverside, California, the undefeated Chris the Nightmare Arreola.
Okay, gentlemen, trunks are okay here, trunks are okay here. Now, gentlemen, we know the rules in the dressing room. On the caution to keep the fight clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say, you must obey. Good luck, touch gloves.
Arreola has come into this fight weighing 10-15 pounds less than he normally does. Trained very, very hard, he says. Wills is just a bigger man. Whether he's trained as hard is for Arreola to find out.
Arreola not only looked like he's in great shape physically, mentally he seems to be very much up for this fight.
And Arreola starts things off with a right hand to the body, and Wills offers a right hand to the body in return, then comes back with a couple of wide swinging punches, left hook, a couple of right crosses, and Wills wants to be aggressive at the outset, perhaps to answer Arreola, who came out seeming to have the mindset of firing punches, but now is in a little bit more of a wait-and-see mode.
So far, for the most part, the punches have been landed on the side. Both guys are keeping their hands up very high, catching most of the blows, and whoever shoots a punch through the center is probably going to have the advantage.
Although there's a potential show of blood on the right eye of Chris Arreola. It looks as though Damian Wills has already done enough damage with the left hand to bring blood above the eyebrow of Arreola.
Damian is a much more accurate puncher than Arreola.
He's a straighter puncher. Arreola has more of a brawling style, and he's going to have to get to work fast.
He's particularly going to have to get to work as he anticipates the question of where that cut is. Is it above the eyebrow or below? Because if it's below the eyebrow, it could be very troublesome.
The first punch, a punch between the gloves landed, and that was landed by Arreola.
No kissing going on here.
Now Arreola gets a right through once again, and Arreola seems to be beginning to loosen up behind his jab as Wills' punch out drops just a little bit.
Arreola's right hand is not as accurate or as fast as Wills, but he seems to be punching with his left hand between the gloves, and that seems to be working pretty good.
Couple of body shots for Arreola. Wills lands a little left hook. Now Wills gets the body. Arreola keeping his hands high and trying to block the upstairs shots. Has been doing reasonably well at that so far, but between rounds in Arreola's corner, they're going to have to be taking a good look at his right eye.
You know, this for a heavyweight fight between two guys is a pretty decent pace. Not one clinch starts for the whole fight.
And Arreola's corner informs us he's never been cut in a fight before. So that's always a learning experience if in fact it's the first time out.
I hope he's got an experienced cut man in his corner.
Well, the cut man is Willie Shunky. I don't know that name. Good left hook by Wills, countering. Arreola a little bit busier now, gets a right hand in over the top. Tries to pump the right hand one more time. Wills with the first uppercut and a good right hand shot to the body.
They may not be well-known or ranked heavyweights, but this is as good an action round for heavyweights as we've seen in a while.
Since Sergey Liahovich fought Layman Brewster earlier this year. Good body shot by Arreola, and that momentarily stops Wills and gives Arreola a chance to fire two combinations. As the round comes to a close, it was a good round, and both men made their statements.
Hey, that jab, double jab, right hand's there, right? Just bring that hook back, right? Every time you get inside, dig that body, working the body, right? Deep breath. Agua. Relax, right? Relax. Bueno trabajo. Give me a rag, guys. Clean his face. I go. Bueno trabajo. Okay. Gotta quit pushing that right hand. Turn that right hand over. The hook's gonna be there, okay? All right. Double jab, right hand. Just keep doing this. Move your head. Just don't walk in, all right?
Right here, you see a left jab that came between the gloves, and it seemed like that probably was a punch that caused the cut. For the most part, the punches on the outside, Arreola has been able to catch, but that one came right between the gloves.
And it appeared that the cut is vertical rather than horizontal. Looked as though it sneaks up from the eyebrow, but we'll be keeping an eye on it as we go along, and referee Kenny Bayless makes clear to the Nevada State Athletic Commission that the cut was caused by a punch, not a butt. CompuBox numbers in round one: Arreola 27 out of 77, Wills 29 out of 70. Heavyweight average is 45 punches per round, so both these guys were 25 punches, 30 punches beyond the heavyweight average in round number one, and they're busy again to start round two.
These guys are both fighting like two good, strong, undefeated heavyweights, and neither one wants to lose this fight.
Fight is scheduled for 8 rounds, not 10 or 12.
But it's going to be a long 8 rounds if it goes 8 rounds because of the action that's going on and total lack of clinches at all in this fight.
It is possible in the heavyweight division to make a great deal of career progress and still be fighting 8-round fights. It takes longer for heavyweights to get to the point where they can endure over a 10 or 12-round distance.
Neither appears to be a power puncher. So it's going to be a war of attrition here to see who's in better shape, who's willing to go the extra 5 miles to win this tough fight.
Oh, good right hand by Arreola. Sheer busyness is making a difference in the fight.
And Arreola had a pretty decent background as an amateur fighter too, whereas Wills didn't have that, and I think that could be a big factor going down the stretch.
Arreola's finding results he likes behind a simple jab with a right hand over the top. Now it's a body shot and a right hand. Wills gets in a left hand counter mixed in. Arreola becoming by far the more aggressive fighter as he rocks Wills with a left hook.
And I don't think Wills knows how to clinch, so if he really gets in serious trouble, he's probably going to get
good
shot.
Uppercut by Arreola. Rips Wills with 2 left hooks. Wills is totally stunned. His legs are leaving him as Arreola rips him along the ropes, looking for a second round finish. Kenny Bayless watching carefully, but Wills is holding up reasonably well under the punishment.
He hasn't been hit with a really clean, devastating, clean shot, but he just cannot get control of the whole situation.
But he did get in a left-hand counter shot that momentarily stopped Arreola and gave him a breather.
Arreola is trying to pull himself together after that enormous barrage.
Yeah, he's trying to get a second win, and right now here he comes back again.
And Wills, as you say, doesn't clinch. That makes for great entertainment. Wills' idea is to fight his way out of this.
Yeah, either one of these guys, whoever gets seriously hurt is going to be in trouble because neither one can or will clinch, I don't think, in this fight.
Hard right hand by Arreola, taking command again as his energy level once again rises.
Blood from the mouth of Wills.
Wills has taken a beating in this round, but he's standing in and firing back. 2 big left-hand counter shots helped to get Damian Wills out of the second round.
This is a good heavyweight fight and an easy job for the referee.
You just gave up the round, baby. You just gave up the round.
Go to the body, then finish up on top, all right?
Denzel Washington, co-manager of Damian Wills, trains in the same gym with Wills, gym run by trainer Terry Claybon, who has been quite a force in the show business world and trained Denzel for his role as Reuben Hurricane Carter.
He's going to come out and try to swing on you, champ. You can't block that many punches. If you block that punch, the referee going to stop your fight. You don't want to do that. You came back strong. You understand? Get your arms down. Get that double jab in the right hand going again. Get your jab going again. You hear me? Get your jab.
Right here, you see Arreola land a left hook to the body and then a left uppercut between the gloves and a straight right hand. And that's what started the real problems for Margaret.
That's a serious combination for a heavyweight. Left to the body, uppercut,
and a straight right hand. All three punches from three different angles.
Now, he throws from a lot of different angles, does Chris Arreola, and he showed a ton of spirit in that second round after getting cut for the first time in his career, according to his corner, in the first round. Astonishing CompuBox numbers for a 229-pound heavyweight. Arreola landed 61 of 100 power shots in the second round. 61 out of 100 power shots. You'd almost never see that from a heavyweight fighter. Maybe Ike Bayabuchi could have done that at the peak of his career.
You know, both of these young men are very well aware of what's going on in the heavyweight division in the world, where everyone is looking, at least in America, for American hopefuls to challenge the ex-Russians who are now dominating the division.
Well, and incidentally, I mean, Bolo Wills, yes, we've seen terrific African-American heavyweights in America for a long, long time, going all the way back to Jack Johnson. But Chris Arreola is Mexican-American, and every Latin fight fan is waiting for the day when that first Latino heavyweight star truly emerges.
Yeah, you had Johnny Ruiz, but he never was a star quality fighter. He was just a Puerto Rican fighter who won the heavyweight championship of the world. But I would like to see either one of these guys in their next fight. I mean, they both are fighting very credible, and especially considering the condition of the heavyweight division right now.
It could be, incidentally, that Arreola shows a deficiency by landing 61 power shots in a round and not getting rid of his man. Either that or Wills has a pretty doggone good chance.
Well, when you have undefeated fighters, this is what happens. You know, nobody wants to lose, and they always believe that there's some kind of way they're going to win this fight when they have never lost yet. It's very difficult to beat an undefeated fighter sometimes.
This is what makes heavyweight boxing so good when it's good. In a division where one punch can change everything, a fighter always believes he's alive.
In this particular, I see Arreola seems to have a very tough attitude, but I'm watching Damian. He seems to be very determined too. So therefore, this fight may be turning back and forth continually.
I think Wills is having a very good round, coming off
consistent
the bombing he took in the last round, which I scored a 10-8 round.
Yeah, but he's consistent. Where Arreola is fighting in spurts, Wills is consistent throughout the entire round.
Well, and Arreola understandably appeared to want to try to get something of a rest in this round, and Wills clearly knew that and has taken advantage of the opportunity to simply do his business at his normal pace. Not rushing. Good uppercut by Wills. That left uppercut is gaining purchase for him in the fight.
I think you mean Arreola, I think.
Well, they both used the uppercut effectively. They really have.
Arreola is being a little more effective with his. He doesn't throw it that out there, but he punches up between the gloves a little bit more than Wills.
Next Saturday night, heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko puts his title on the line against undefeated American Calvin Brock. Immediately following Klitschko Brock, stick around for Countdown to Pacquiao Morales 3, a documentary-style look at both fighters as they prepare to meet for the third time.
How you feel? Good. Good. Start snapping them punches then, right? Back his ass up, all right? Back his, this guy ain't got...
You're catching him with hooks, all right? We're just going to work that hook, baby. Come on. Take a deep breath. How you feel? Okay, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. You're fine. You look good. You just won that round. You understand? Okay, you're doing a good job. Get your left hook going. Get the jab going. Looking real good. Looking sharp. That's a good round for you right there. All right, take a deep breath. Come on.
Relax.
Yeah.
CompuBox numbers in round 3. It was Wills who threw 72 power shots in that round. Arreola slipped from 100 in the preceding round, only 55 that time. They landed 28 and 22. In other words, it remains a terrific high-contact heavyweight fight. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, 2 rounds to 1, 29-27, Chris Arreola. Jim, I gotta tell you, the first round, Arreola won because he won the last 2 minutes of the round with better hand speed, good body shots. Round 2, he backed him around from pillar to post. He deserves that extra point. 10-8 round in the second. But in the third, he laid on the ropes and looked like a guy that punched himself out. And Wills won the third round. 2-1, Arreola.
I have a fight even.
you know, Arreola is more effective when he lands because he punches between the gloves a little more, where Wills keep throwing punches to the outside, which are usually caught. And the only rounds that Wills are going to win for the most part is the rounds he just outworks it, but he doesn't land clean, effective blows that much.
And incidentally, the cut man has done a fine job on the cut above Arreola's right eye.
Yes, he has.
That's not a factor at all. Pity-pat jabs from Arreola, just staying busy. Fourth round could be pivotal, as the tactical rounds will count too. The hellacious ones are the ones that will stick in the memory. Round 2, one of the better heavyweight rounds we've seen in quite some time.
Wills keep clubbing the shots to the outside, knowing for the most part they're always going to land on the gloves of Arreola. He needs to mix up his attack and shoot maybe his left uppercut through the center and right hand through the center.
And now Arreola showing his ring intelligence, just trying to land his jab, lands a series of left hands, and now trades body shots with Wills.
It's right there, Polo. Left hook right here, Polo. Back to the right hand. Stick that jab, Polo. Stick the jab. Double up the hook. Double up the hook.
Good combination by Wills. Left hook upstairs, left hook to the body. Arreola wants to do something to answer back. Instead gets hit with that left hook to the body again. And now Arreola's pace is slowing considerably, and the body shots may have something to do with it. And he decides to go to the body with 3 straight left hands. And you're right, Manny, Wills is a little slow with that left uppercut, isn't he?
Yeah, you know, but he's winning a lot of rounds just because he's outworking Arreola. Even though he doesn't land clean punches that much, he still is outworking.
Yesterday at the weigh-in, Floyd Mayweather looked spectacular. His body having now grown into the welterweight division in a definitive state, fits neatly in the red Ferrari, gets out neatly, looked great at the weigh-in, and should stand him in pretty good stead as he goes in against the physically super strong Carlos Valdemir tonight. If there is a fighter in the sport who evinces real confidence in what he can do, this is the guy. Born to fight, raised in the ring, believes in himself the way few fighters ever will.
And the one thing that sets him out different from confident fighters, he actually trains hard. He's confident, but he prepares himself very well. He doesn't let his confidence interfere with his preparation.
If irregularly from time to time. Sometimes Mayweather will get up and go to the gym and train at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, saying to himself, well, nobody else is training at this time. That's my edge. Probably got other things to do during the day. Power shots in round 4. Arreola 6 out of 26. In other words, his activity rate has gone down. Wills 13 out of 30. Harold Letterman, interestingly, saw that round for Arreola. I'm not sure, I wouldn't have thought it had gone the other way instead. So it'll be interesting to see how the scores add up at the end of 8 rounds and what is a fascinating heavyweight confrontation between 2 unbeaten heavyweights, 25 and 26 years old, from near each other in Southern California.
It could be a very difficult fight to judge.
The fight has settled down now. The fighters are no longer filled with nervous energy, trying to outwill each other. They're now just trying to outfight each other. Or even outbox each other.
Good left hook by Arreola. Momentarily stuns Wills. Arreola steps in again to see if he can take advantage. Wills fights back with a left hook. Good straight left by Arreola.
This is a real true tit-for-tat type fight.
Chris Arreola is having a good round now as he begins snapping the left jab again with accuracy and spirit.
Any punches, straight punches, is the one that's going to land in this fight. The punches, whoever punches between the gloves is going to land most of the punches.
Chris Arreola's energy level surges. He dominates.
Right, but his mouth is going as fast as his fists.
Good uppercut and right cross combination by Arreola.
He seems to have gotten a second win after that furious second round.
Now Arreola talking to Wills about Wills' left hook and comes back with his own three-punch combination.
Wills doesn't have any answers for the jab of Arreola. That seemed to be the most effective punch in the entire fight for the most part.
What is the ceiling for these kind of heavyweights, Emmanuel? Neither one has explosive power.
It's very interesting, but I think they don't have explosive power, but by the same token, both guys can take a pretty good punch, I think, in addition. So it means it's probably going to be a decision fight for the most part.
It's interesting. Wills has trained with several top heavyweights. James Toney, Vladimir Klitschko.
Well, it wasn't really Will, it was Arreola who actually sparred with Vladimir Klitschko.
They both have been there.
You got to work the jab. You got to work your hook. You got to get the hook to the head and the hook to the body going again. You understand? When you block one shot,
November 18, HBO pay-per-view brings you the rubber match between Manny Pacquiao and Eric Morales. Their first two fights were all-action wars, and this one promises to be more of the same. And December 2, Winky Wright, coming off his draw with Jermaine Taylor, takes on former 147-pound champ Ike Quartet. Also that night, former 168-pound champion Jeff Lacey returns to action against Vitaly Tsipko.
That's all you got to do. Then you can steal with the uppercut. But all that defense shit, you got to get out of that.
You don't need it to let him out hustle you.
You understand? He's still in these fucking rounds.
His door's got to go, not yours.
Right here you see the jab through the center and a great left hook right there. I think that one temporarily stunned Wills for a second.
And apropos of that, jabbing and then following with the left hook, you're right, Manny. I checked my notes. It was indeed Arreola who was so vocal about having sparred with a lot of the top heavyweights. And he said, having been in the gym with Vladimir Klitschko, Hasim Rahman, James Toney, that the best punch in the division is Vladimir's left hook because you don't see it coming.
You don't see it. None of Vladimir's punches you see coming.
Well, we'll find out about that next Saturday night against Calvin Brock. In the fifth round, CompuBox numbers found Arreola landing 35 of 102. That was a dominant round for him as Wills landed only 12 of 48, both his low total for landed punches and for thrown punches in the fight. Arreola landed 17 of 62 jabs in the fifth round. The heavyweight average is 19 jabs in a round. So seldom will you see a heavyweight throw as many jabs as Arreola did in the fifth. And he seems to have confused Wills from time to time in the fight with his punch selection, Emmanuel.
Yeah, he mixes up, he fights it in spots, takes his time. Because in the meantime, when Wills is out working and Will doesn't land many clean punches, he usually blocks most of his punches. But it's interesting, all these heavyweights today, nobody utilizes footwork at all. Everybody just goes straight forward or straight back. And that's one of the advantages that Vladimir has used a lot because he moves, even though he's a big man, and takes advantage of footwork.
Cristobal Arreola, born March 5, 1981 in Los Angeles, raised in Southern California's Mexican-American community, lands a good left hook, lands another good left hook. Body shot for Arreola, he's having another pretty good round. Busier than Wills, superior as a technician most of the time. That superiority as a technician defined, as Emmanuel Stewart points out, by his straighter punches, like that. And he's got Wills backing up in this round.
And Arreola said he started boxing as a little kid. And he had a pretty good amateur background and went to a lot of amateur tournaments. And that can be a factor, too, as the fight goes on.
Well, he may have been a little kid when he was a little kid, but he's a man now who takes care of his three younger siblings, 10, 11, and 17 years old, as well as his own child. Went to Riverside County Junior College for a while.
He has an older brother named Juan Carlos Rivera who has been missing, in effect, out of touch with the family for 11 years. And when discussing this in our meeting yesterday, tears came to Chris's eyes as he said to us, "I'd love for you to mention my brother. I haven't seen him in 11 years. I don't know where he is." So if someone out there knows Juan Carlos Rivera, Chris Arreola wants to talk to his brother. The Argentine star, Carlos Baldomir, has fought all over the world in nearly a dozen different countries. Fought in Europe, fought in South America, finally came to the United States, got his big break earlier this year when he was an anonymous opponent for Zab Judah's welterweight championship. Judah hit him on the leg during three-fight introductions in Madison Square Garden. Baldomir hit Judah in the mouth in the 7th round and went on to win a unanimous decision victory to take the championship. Can Mayweather take it back from him tonight?
With the jab, you got away from it. Go back to using the jab. Set everything up, all right? You're doing so well with it. All right?
Right here you see Arreola use a beautiful left jab right there. Those are the kind that causes cuts. And then a straight right hand, straight right there through the center.
Round 7 of a scheduled 8. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim, 59-54, 5 rounds to 1, Chris Arreola. Jim, you called it in the 6th round when you said he was backing him up. That little guy's quicker, has more energy. Wills looks slow, he looks tired. The effective aggressor is definitely Arreola. Also, he's landing the cleaner shots. Just outworking him for the better part of the fight. 5-1, Arreola.
I have Arreola ahead by the margin of that 10-8 round.
But you know, Wills has never given up, and he's still trying to punch effectively. And every time Arreola takes a little break, Wills goes right back to work. He just can't find a way to land the clean blows, but he's still working continually. And if he gets any daylight, he will still try to pull this fight out.
You know, there are 3 unbeaten heavyweights in Philadelphia. I'd like to see some of those guys start fighting each other.
Yeah, we've had 2 of them working out with Latimer this past week. Chambers, Eddie Chambers, and Chaz Witherspoon, who's doing a great job up there with Latimer.
Copy box numbers through 6 find Chris Arreola landing 197 punches in 6 rounds. That's an average of 33 punches per round. Extremely rare in the heavyweight division.
Good left uppercut by Wills.
Well, one reason it's rare, Jim, is that when heavyweights hit each other that often, the fight usually doesn't go on too long.
But neither of these guys are really not punching that hard. I'm looking at the way that they punch. They're not devastating punches, but it's very few guys are big punches out here today as compared to years back.
Solid shots from Arreola. Wills backs up into the corner on his own. Arreola goes to the body once and now looks to try once again to see if he can finish Wills. Landing flush.
He's landing flush blows now.
Wills' hands are dropped and Kenny Bayless stops the fight. Big win for Cristobal Arreola, unbeaten. 25 years old and maybe with a big future.
I don't know how big his future is, Jim, but he came into this fight in superior conditioning, and I believe that is largely accountable for how well he started to dominate the fight in the last couple of rounds.
Only the 18th fight of his professional career for Chris Arreola. He closed the show, landing 22 out of 41 power shots in that round. And once he sensed his opportunity, when Wills, on his own, backed up into the corner, Arreola was very measured in the way that he finished him, Emmanuel.
Arreola fought a very good control fight. Very smart.
That's what California does it. We put a show on.
Take another look at how it finished up.
So Arreola landed a left right there, but once he got him going, he followed through. There was no clinches at all on the part of Wills, and he just couldn't deal with the variety of punches because Arreola was attacking him from so many different angles. And Arreola never got too close where he smothered his work. He kept punching, but he kept a distance where he didn't get too close and ended up in a clinch.
Showed a high degree of ring intelligence throughout the fight.
And very determined, too. You could see it in his face when he came into the ring.
Question, of course, was, did he punch himself out irredeemably, throwing 100 power shots and landing 62 in the second round? He did show some fatigue after that, but then came back. Let's go to Michael Buffer now for the official results on the TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Mandalay Bay, referee Kenny Bayless calls a halt to the contest. The official time, 2 minutes, 17 seconds of round number 7. The winner by knockout victory. He is still undefeated, 18-0, 16 KOs. Chris, the Nightmare Arreola.
What can I say?
Final CompuBox numbers on this one. And Cristobal Arreola with stunningly impressive numbers, 227 out of 53, 40% connect percentage, landing an average of more than 30 punches per round, which is huge for a heavyweight. Damian Wills' numbers look good, quite frankly. You don't see heavyweights do all that well very often, 131 out of 370, but he was statistically overwhelmed in the fight by the busier fighter.
And the more accurate puncher. Wills' punch was more to the outside, not to the inside, and that was a big difference.
Power punches, and you can see that Arreola landed 49 more, threw 35 more. He swamped Wills in the jab category and still had an edge here because the jab effectively set up the left hook, the left uppercut, and straight right hands. Still to come tonight, Paul Williams versus a last-minute throw-in opponent, Santos.